Hi, I'm Rebekah Maxner, and I'm going to be playing the elementary piano solo Shooting Stars. So now what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about this piece. Shooting Stars is marked with a twinkle and is an atmospheric, dreamlike exploration of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. The music is a celebration of the cosmic phenomenon known as Perseids. Each summer, the Earth passes through the space dust left behind the comet Swift-Tuttle, which last passed by in 1992, and which causes cascades of shooting stars in a spectacular meteor shower. So this piece is written in a celebration of that with the cascading glissandos. Throughout the piece, you may notice that there are quotations from the children's piece, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I want to talk a little bit about composing in general right now. Normally, when I'm composing a piece, I think of it as being a sculptor. So the first idea that I come up with is almost like the chunk of stone that I'm going to start with. And I chisel away and I chisel away at this idea, and I get closer and closer to what I want the more I work at it, and I get closer to an actual shape of a composition in a similar way that a sculptor would get closer and closer to the shape of the sculpture that they want. But that wasn't the case when I was composing this piece. With this piece, I think of it more as that I'm a weaver, and I'm weaving these quotations of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in and around each other. And they're kind of hidden, and some of them are kind of tricky to figure out. So I want to help you a little bit with that right now. So normally in Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, the words what you are would normally step down. What you are, normally they step down. But in this piece, we begin with those two words, what you are, in kind of a whole note scale sound. The right hand is on two black keys and the left hand is on two white keys, and together they kind of have a space-like effect with this whole tone scale treatment. And the way I think of it is it's almost as if when we invert what you are, when we turn it upside down from what we normally expect, it's almost like it's looking up to the sky the way we would if we were watching for shooting stars. Then we have some other inversions of the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star melody. The left hand begins with the first one, and it's inverted too, which means upside down. So normally we would hear twinkle, twinkle. Normally the fifth would go up, but this time the fifth goes down, and then sets one more note, and then keeps going. So that's an inversion and a slight rhythmic simplification of the opening of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Then in measures 7 and 8, we have more of How I Wonder What You Are. So how I wonder what you are. How I wonder what you are. Notice that the rhythm again is simplified just a little bit, And then we have the glissandos, which are the shooting stars. Now I want to talk about these for a little while because you can teach these by rote. There are so many ledger lines on there that you're not going to want to read those notes. So just keep in mind that the right-hand glissando starts on the highest black key, which is also the highest of a set of 3 black keys. So it's 3 black keys, 3 black keys. And what I would do to get a really nice start to your glissando is I would kind of come at an angle with your fingers, and that kind of gives the first note a nice little spark. Then the right hand comes along in measure 11, and this is the first time we hear the twinkle tune in the usual order. Again, the rhythm is simplified. Okay. And then we have how I wonder what you are. So there we have all the rhythms that we're used to in Twinkle Twinkle. And then we have what you are, kind of like a little echo. And then we have slower glissandos. Notice how these ones take a full measure each, so 4 beats if you can. And then we have the lowest E on a pianissimo. I needed that last note, otherwise the music didn't sound finished. Maybe that's us coming back to earth. Just with a nice little wondrous sound there at the end. This e-sheet is available from my shop, both in the Max Music Piano e-sheet club and as a separate e-sheet, and it comes with the music and with teacher tips. I covered some of the teacher tips today, and there are more on the sheet, and that comes free with the e-sheet. I hope you like this video, and if you're enjoying my content, please like the video and please subscribe.